Okay. Hi, Soraya.
Hi.
So good to see you again. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I just wanted, I know we met a while back, and I wanted to go over a few things with you just to see how you've been progressing. Just kind of with, we talked about your family history, and we discussed, some of the challenges you've been facing. So now I kind of want to go over like a service plan with you. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So I wanted to talk about your income and financial situation. Can you kind of just let me know a little bit more about that? Like, how are you financially? Where are you at with your finances?
Well, recently I turned in a job application, but I do little side hustles, so I would say maybe like a little under average.
Okay, so you feel like you're not really as financially stable at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's okay. So what would you like to what would you like to see differently with your finances?
I just really want to get a job and I just want to be financially stable.
Okay. So you want to obtain employment. Okay. Um, how do you feel about um being connected to like a Job Corps program? Because I did do some research within your area, and they have like kind of like a young adult Job Corps where they can help you assist you with career planning or obtaining employment. Does that sound like something you're interested in?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Okay. Okay. So Job Corps. And I'll send you over information with that. And then, once you start, I'll check in and see how everything's going and see if you obtain a job. What type of things do you like to do? Like what interests you so far as employment? What are you hoping to find once you get a job?
Well, I like clothes and like fashion
Okay.
and shoes, things like that.
Okay. I can see that. Those are good things, skills. I can tell, you're pretty fashionable. So and then what is your housing and situation, your living arrangements?
Um, I'm staying with my friend right now and her mom.
Okay. And how is that going? Do you feel safe?
Yeah, I feel safe.
Okay. I know you mentioned when we met last time that um at one point you were living at your mom's and then that didn't work out. Have you and your mother spoke since then?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. Is that something that you would like to bring together, the relationship with your mother?
Yeah, I thought about it, but I know it's going to be really difficult because she needs help, like she needs her own help. So,
Correct. Yeah. And we'll come back to that question too later, but I didn't want you, I wanted to at least acknowledge that first, that to see how things were with you and her. Okay, for your so we talked about the housing and living arrangement. Is living with your friend's mother, do you feel like that's stable housing for you right now?
yeah, it's pretty stable.
Okay, so it's going well there.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Okay, so what kind of things interest you? Like activities, like what kind of things are you interested in doing? Are there anything that you like to do in the community, whether it's, playing sports or
Um, well, I like volleyball
okay,
and I like to paint, like I like art.
okay. So you like using your hands.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. So volleyball. Have you played volleyball in high school?
Yeah, in middle school
Okay.
and a little bit in high school.
Okay. All right. Would you be interested in oh, so you do that now, right? Like volleyball, you kind of connect with different things in the community, or would you like to start to, do those activities?
Um, I would like to start doing those activities.
Okay.
I don't have much access to it right now.
Okay. And I also have you ever heard of the YMCA?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of times they have sports, available to people within the community. Are you interested in looking into that?
Yeah, I would
Okay.
be interested in open into looking into it.
Okay. Yep. We can try to connect you with just, some sports throughout the center that you will probably enjoy doing. So I think that'll be a great start for you. Okay. Okay. I want to talk a little bit about your education. I know you're 18. Have you graduated from high school?
Um, no.
No. Okay. Okay. So, is that something that you would like to obtain as your GED, or would you
Yeah,
like to go back to school?
maybe in the future, like when I get my current situation together,
Okay.
most likely in the future.
Yeah. And I understand that approaching school, especially as a young adult, is not always easy. So I can understand of wanting to feel stable before you tackle studies again. So that's something that we can but you're fine with approaching that in the future. Is that something that you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll look at long-term goals, things that, we can look at later on down the line, and we'll revisit that later, okay? Okay. So we got that part out the way, the education, and then I wanted to go over transportation. I know that before you really wanted your own car, have you uh gotten your car yet, or how's that going? Transportation, what you getting around?
It's that's not going too well. I haven't gotten a car.
Okay.
I usually just walk or I'll take the bus. That's really it.
Okay. And do you feel that you know, the financial needing more finances to purchase a car or what do you think is kind of holding you back from obtaining?
Just where I am financially.
Yeah. Yeah. And that can be tough, because then it's like once you get a car, you gotta think about, obtaining a driver's license and things like that too, and insurance. Um, so I think that's a good plan, and I want to see if you feel that way too, of, first working within your ability to obtain employment first. Maybe do you have a bank account or savings? Would you?
Yeah, I have a bank account.
Okay. So that'd be I know, that's a great way to kind of save and monitor your money and to actually visually see like, how you're saving. So maybe one day you can purchase your car. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay. So your medical history. I kind of want to understand like a little bit about your um like your health. How's your health? How do you feel like your health is overall?
Um, Pretty good. There's not nothing that I know of that's wrong with it.
Okay. Do you have a primary care doctor?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Is that something that you would like to have, like a doctor? Because we do have free clinics in the area that I can connect you to. Um, you know,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I think it's probably a good thing just to have in place, just in case anything happened, or if you're concerned about anything, then you can call that clinic, and build up that connection with, your doctor instead of have to run to the emergency room, which if you feel like you need to, if it's an emergency, absolutely. But just to, for kind of long-term care, having a doctor is a good thing to have. So I think that we can connect you with some free clinics. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So activities, we spoke on your activities of daily living. Um, I do kind of want to get a understanding, just kind of your background, and you can share whatever you're comfortable with. Just like legal information, I guess, like how's your record, or is there anything on your background that you're concerned about, or anything like that, or something that could restrict you from obtaining an employment or from going back to school?
My record's clean.
Okay, good. Okay. That's a good thing. So, besides sports, you spoke of volleyball, you spoke of painting. Um, what about is there anything else that you enjoy doing? Like I know some people like going to the library or they like hanging out with friends. Like what kind of things do you like doing just on your downtime when you're just kind of like chilling?
Well, I really like to listen to music.
Okay. So music. Okay. Is there a certain genre of music?
Probably R&B or pop.
Yeah. Okay. I love R&B too myself, especially from the 90s and 80s.
Yeah, that's what I like too.
Yeah. Yeah. So mental health wise, are there anything that you struggle with mentally? Like how do you feel overall throughout the day? From the time you wake up to the time you lay down, how do you feel throughout the day?
Um, Honestly, I just feel kind of, I don't know how to describe it, maybe just like a dark cloud kind of, or just, I just kind
Yeah.
of feel like the color gray, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's some things, that, you have a lot going on, so far as just trying to navigate this big world, and that can make you feel a little bit down. Yeah. So, how do you feel about getting connected with, some counseling therapy?
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay. So that's something you'll be interested in, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. And Soraya, there's no type of substance abuse that you do or anything that you are taking, is there?
Well, I do smoke marijuana
Okay.
and I kind of have an alcohol problem.
Okay. You think you drink excessively?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. How many glasses do you drink like per day?
I'd say maybe like 3.
3 glasses. Okay. And you say you do smoke marijuana?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So are you interested in um kind of like a rehabilitation, kind of with a drug alcohol treatment program?
Yeah, because it's actually like getting bad. Like I think it's
Yeah.
starting to affect my health. So yeah, I'd be open to that.
Okay. Yeah. And I think that's great that you're willing to start something so soon, and I'll make sure the transition with I'll connect you with resources, a rehab center. Actually, I know one not too far from here. It's really nice. And but I'll try to connect you to one that's more closer to you, um, so that you can get there through transportation. How does that sound?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. And we'll take that one day at a time, Soraya. You got this, okay? Okay. All right. So is there any family, how's your family like relationship? Like I know you mentioned about your mother. How's that connection going?
Um, it's not going too good. We don't really talk like that, and I haven't seen her in a while.
Okay. Is that something you want to uh restore? If not now, in the future? Or
In the future, yeah, she
okay.
gets like the help that she needs and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And that's okay. You know, I want to make sure that you're comfortable and however you feel about it, that's your right to feel, okay? Um, so any other social supports systems so far as like friends, church, um, any type of, private clubs you're a part of or community events where you are connected with, people you talk to.
Well, I get some support by my friend's mom and my pastor from this church that I sometimes visit.
Okay. So the pastor at your local church that you
Yeah.
visit? Okay. And then your friend's mother. And that's who you stay with. Am I correct to
Yeah.
add that? Okay. Okay. And how is kind of that connection with them? Do you feel like you're in a safe space when you talk to them?
Yeah.
Okay. Do they kind of know about the challenges you've been facing, just kind of, with, the things that you want to obtain or the depressive thoughts or um
Um, yeah, I talk to them about certain things
mhm.
that I'm going through. They know about my mom and the situation with her,
Okay.
but that's mostly it. I don't really tell them about my car or like wanting to get a car and stuff like that.
Okay. And that's okay. Okay. Um, is there anybody that you would want to be a part of this service plan that we have going on together? If is there anyone you would like to bring along this journey with you?
Um, no, not that I can think of.
Okay. And that's okay. So this is good. Well, first, I appreciate you just open up and having the courage to just, express these things and share, some of the challenges with me. It takes a lot of strength from you. And I have recognized a lot of strengths that you are driven to want to work. That shows how much of how you want to contribute to your own life and your own goals. And so I think that's amazing. Give yourself credit for that, because not everyone wants to work or no, not everyone can work. So I think that's great. Your sounds like your housing situation is pretty stable for now, and that's a good thing, that because at one point I think when we visit a while ago, it was a little bit unstable. So that's I'm glad to hear that you feel more comfortable in your setting. Um, and then your strength in volleyball and painting, I think that's awesome. Hopefully I can see your work one day, And if you don't mind, I would like to monitor like so far as like your community activities. Maybe if we can get you more involved, like how we mentioned the YMCA, getting into sports and activities and a lot of times that's where you build social connections too. So don't be surprised if that happens too, okay? Yeah. And then education, I know that you said that you want to work, and I think that's you have a good vision of where you want to go with this because, it is kind of hard to approach schooling when you're not financially stable. It's kind of like adding on a lot. So I think that, you have been mentioning that you want to go to work and then kind of later on approach school. I think that sounds, obtainable for you. Am I kind of following correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good. And then medically, we got a good plan going on with getting you to a free clinic and like I said, even though there's not anything, going on, you seem pretty healthy. You've mentioned that you're healthy. Just to have a doctor in place just in case, you get sick or you get a cough, you can go to a clinic to say, hey, I need to make an appointment, And by all means, if that happens and if you absolutely feel icky, that's within your rights to call 911 and, they cannot deny you. Okay. So, and then, so I'm going to monitor that whole planning process with getting you, into a free clinic too. Okay. And then your background's good, so that's a good thing. It shouldn't be anything restricting you from, um, you know, obtaining employment. Um, and then we have the job court thing, kind of set in place. I'll get you some resources and brochures on that. And then also, you said you kind of like to, socialize with, you have been to the church if am I correct with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of something that you like to do on your downtime. And I think it's another great thing of, dealing with the whole mental health thing that we can get you seen with a therapist, counselor for that, so that you don't have to face those depression alone or feeling down alone. Okay. Okay. Substance abuse. I'm going to get you connected to a rehabilitation center within your area. It should be the bus route distance, so you'll be able to connect. And hopefully they have openings, but when you call, let me know if they don't, and I can probably, if there's a wait list, and then I can probably check some ones that are also nearby, okay? Okay. And then let's see, your family relationship, things could be better with mom. But we're gonna respect that the space that you guys have right now. And I think that's a good idea too, Soraya. So and if you want to revisit the relationship with your mom later, we'll kind of monitor that. I'll check in on you with that later down, but we definitely you're fine to leave it where it's at, okay? Okay. So I think that wraps it up with your service plan, and we'll connect back in about a few months, okay?
Okay.
Okay.